we're going to be chatting on a panel right now about the rise of the micro-influencer. And just to give you a little background about what a micro-influencer is, it is an influencer with a smaller audience, but they happen to have a lot more clout with brands. They see about 22% more conversion rates than influencers with larger followings because of super dedicated audiences that look to them as brand experts due to authentic content and content that is super credible.
So my name is Naz Ramazani. My blog is called The LA Native. The persona is a little bit of like the LA girl, my sense of fashion, and very much recently a lot about wellness and lifestyle and more than just fashion. So it goes a step further. Anything else? Yeah.
So I'm Vic Styles. Hey. And my blog is basically a curation of my life through video and stories and photographs. That could be anything from food to my hair to beauty to what I'm wearing. And I really just kind of use it as a mecca for inspiration to inspire other young women to live the life that they want to live and get paid to do it.
Cool. So you both have super dedicated audiences who kind of look to you for your expertise. And so how do you connect with them on a personal level? And how do you feel like you nurture these relationships with your community?
I personally feel like I'm everyone's best friend. I probably get 2 or 3 messages a week like, girl, I feel like we're friends in real life. And I message everyone back, and I follow a lot of my followers back. And I think that it's important for me to let them know that I'm a real person. I respond to every comment. I'm always on Instagram stories. I go live once a week on Instagram. I do this thing called Stripped with Vic, where I just talk about real things in my life. I'm not trying to sell them a product. I'm not trying to promote a brand. It's really just like, hey guys, these are the things that I'm dealing with as a millennial, as a woman, and they comment, and you know, it creates an authentic relationship between the two of us.
Yeah, definitely. You have a dedicated audience who looks to you for your expertise, so just how do you connect with them?
Okay, I connect with them by definitely just being myself, by sharing more than just style, a little bit of nature, beauty, and all the things that I think are important and special to me and inspire me. Sometimes really palm trees and a sunset are going to be something that's really going to set me off and inspire me. So kind of sharing that and a quote or like artistic photo, so different things, not being very predictable. I think that's how you have to kind of get your audience, is by keeping them captivated by, you never know what she's going to wear next or do next or attend or what health thing she's doing.
So as a micro-influencer, how do you guys prefer to work with brands?
I prefer to really kind of set the communication straightforward with them from the get-go. If they reach out to me, you have to be very clear and concise what their asks are and what deliverables they want, and then what you want as well, or what you can provide for them. It's super, super important for you to say, you know, these don't really align with my values, and not to be fake. You should really just be true to yourself and say no sometimes, or be selective on the people as a brand who you want to work with. It's okay. It's going to look better. It's going to be more real and authentic to have someone who really wants to promote your brand versus someone who's just trying to like push it and then they're done and see you later.
I mean, just to speak to that, I think that is also a reason why you guys are the way you are. You know, you are micro-influencers because you are super authentic with who you work with, and I think with the micro-influencer for brands, the authenticity is a really valuable part of working with these people. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say being authentic in who I am and who I work with, and the content that we actually create together is super important. A lot of times brands will come to you with a campaign that they already have in store, and that's fine, but sometimes that campaign doesn't speak to me and it doesn't speak to my audience. And so I think it's important for brands to have an open mind that, yes, you do want to work with this influencer, but let them bring their own flavor, let them bring their own voice, and maybe we can create a different campaign that will work with my audience, because my audience knows when I'm being paid for something. Because a lot of times the things that come across as like sponsored posts are things that I've been pitched, and I like the brand, but it's not necessarily my voice. Whereas if we can build a relationship and we can work together and we can create a voice that works for me and works for you, my audience won't even know that it's sponsored. They just know that this is authentically Vic, and the engagement goes up on those.
And so because you guys are in such like niche spaces in the influencer realm, how do you determine like success? Is it a lot of engagement on an image? Is it growth after, you know, a collaboration? Or is it just continuing to create authentic content that like funnels your aesthetic? Like what is like the measurement of success for you?
I think sometimes it's gonna be the likes and comments. Definitely from an engagement standpoint, comments are way better. You're actually getting true engagement. Likes are they're still measurable, but sometimes it's really like what people are saying, or people like sharing it or commenting and telling their friends, look at this, look at this. And then sometimes you have to realize that it's more important to just create that brand awareness. If, you know, it doesn't really matter about the likes, it matters that I'm promoting your brand and that the word is getting out that you guys have a new product. Doesn't necessarily have to be that people have to go and buy the product. Sometimes as a brand, you just want to get a lot of influencers to be talking about it, because as you know, right now we live in a time and space where word of mouth is way more important than anything that's paid or published. Advertising is completely changed, so influencer marketing it goes much further.
For the brands that are watching this and that are in the audience, is there a right way to pitch an influencer versus a wrong way? And if so, what is the right way? What is the wrong way?
Absolutely, there's a right way. The wrong way, we'll talk about the wrongs first. The wrong way is to do a sort of umbrella blanket pitch. Hey, I saw your Instagram and I want you to wear this leather bag. Well, I don't wear leather, so you really didn't do any research. The right way is to research the influencer. A lot of us aren't just on Instagram. A lot of us have YouTube channels and we have blogs. Take the time out to visit my blog, read my writing, see what I'm talking about, look through the other brands that I've worked with, and then figure out if we align or not. Don't just look and see, oh, you have X amount of followers, and so that's probably gonna work. Because if you don't know what I'm about, it's probably not gonna work. So do the research.
What do you think differentiates you from an influencer in the same space that does have triple the following or quadruple the following? And what would you tell a brand, like, why they would want to work with you?
Why they would want to work with me? I know there's a lot of people that have blogs in LA. I started the LA Native when I was actually living in San Francisco because my style was very LA. And when I moved back, I realized that brands still wanted to work with me because they realized that my content was never forced, never fake, never pushed. It was just me doing the things I like, where I want to be. And that's what you can really see through in content, I think, is the originality. I always create original content. None of it's ever copied and stuff like that. So very important to be true to yourself.
I think Nas hit the nail on the head. Is that?
That's the phrase.
Okay.
Yeah, that is it.
I think that being true to yourself and being authentic sets me aside from other people who may be in the same space that I'm in. And I think that I'm sort of carving out my own space. Yeah, I have great images, but I'm also a writer. And so I write about the things that are real and that are happening in real time. I write about politics. I write about being an African-American woman in this sort of space where there aren't a lot of us. I write about real things and real issues that women go through, that entrepreneurs go through. And I think that that's important to have a voice, because now women especially, we're looking for other women who have voices and who use those voices, and we're not just looking for pretty pictures anymore. And a lot of influencers who have millions of followers, it's just pretty pictures, and it's not the words or the substance to back it up.